Hello, how you all doing today? Wherever you are, I want to say special greetings to you. My name is Anointed Theophilos. Of course, you already know I'm a businessman, a recording gospel artist, and of course, I'm a teacher. Today I'll be talking about some of those things you should not do as an employee when you are employed in a company, when you are employed in any of the parastatals anywhere in the world, in Africa, in America, in Canada. What are some of the things you should not do as a worker? If today is your first time, I want to please beg you, please, after you watch this video, try to subscribe to my channel. I have music here, I have teachings about family. So if it's your first time, please try and subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, for those of you who have subscribed, thank you to Boza for you, Boza. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I'm trying to push this channel, and I want you to support me. After you watch this video, try to share with one or two friends, and I will appreciate that greatly. What are some of the things you are not supposed to do at the place of your work? Now, before I give out the point, I want you to make you understand anywhere where you did. Say, man, when somebody employ you, number one, you represent yourself. Number two, you represent your family. Number three, you represent your church if you be Christian. Number four, you represent your religion. You know, a Muslim. Depending on what you believe in, you are representing, you are carrying the image of that religion. So as a Christian, you are representing your church when you are employed in a place. Then finally, you are representing your country. When you have this mindset as an employee or a worker in a place, you will always want to do the right thing at the place of your work. You know why? Because if you do it right, you are giving all the images I've listed positive image. If you do it wrong, you are giving them positive, negative image. All the images I've talked about: you, your family, your religion, and of course your country. There are companies today in this country, Italy, where I live, where I'm based, and of course I'm sure it's applicable to other places. They will tell you if it's in Nigeria, they will not employ. Why? Because one or two Nigerians have done something that make that employer, the owner of that company, the boss, signed, I will never employ in Nigeria. You get to some companies, just only Ghanaians, that are blacks there, other nationality but Nigerians, and Nigerians have been able to create good record in some companies, and they tell you, oh, we will never employ Ghanaians, or we will never employ Moroccano. It depends. When you see such situation taken by such companies, is because one person from that country has done something bad before. So what are some of those things you should not do at the place of your work when you are employed as a girl, as a man, as a woman, This one a family matter. Waiting be those things where you're not supposed to. Number one, don't go late to your place of work. Don't go late to place of work. It is part of how you show competence, how you show that you are a good worker. You are ready. When you are employed as an employee, they employ you to solve problems. So you are going to receive salary. You must be able to add value equivalent to that money that they are going to pay you at the end of the month. So one of the things you should not do when you are employed in anywhere, in any place, any country, anytime, never go late to the place of your work. Because if you repeatedly go to the place of your work late as an employee, somebody employed you, it will not be long. They're going to look for somebody else to replace you, because it's a sign of a bad worker. It's an attribute of a bad worker. Number two, when you get to job and you are employed, people are going to be looking at you. The person who employed you will look at you. They will look at you and be watching you. So don't go to your place of work and lazy around. In Europe and every other places around the world, most times your working hours are based on your hours. Some place of work, they will tell you, oh, your job here is just 4 hours. Some will tell you 3 hours. Some will tell you 8 hours. Some people are going to give you overload 15 hours, 12 hours. That your hours, you must judiciously apply your skills, your strength, your wisdom, Some jobs are very tedious. When I say some jobs are tedious, some jobs are very difficult. You know, it takes strength. In pidgin English, say man, some job they scatter body. Excuse me, in the key body. So, but anytime you get to a place of work, try to show strength. You know, try to be agile. Don't lazy around, because some employee, once your contract date, the time that your contract is expiring is over, they will not renew your contract. In Europe, for example, they first give you small duration of contract. They can give you 1 month. So there were some companies here I heard in Europe giving people 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, you know, just to try you out. There are times they give you job, they just give you a little days for contract just to see how good you are. When they monitor you that you are good, they extend your contract. And when they see that you are super good, they now give you a fixed job, permanent. Here they call it permanent, it's for life. Until that company close down or until you pension, they call it permanent. So one of the thing, number 2 thing you should not do at the place of your work is to go there and lazy around. I'm trying to be fast on this video. Yeah, now number 3, one of the things you should not do when you go to a place of your work is that don't go showing your bad character, fighting a colleague, fighting a co-worker. I've heard a lot of testimonies. It's not a testimony. I've heard a lot of news, a lot of information that Nigerians are in place of work, and maybe other nationals in that place of work like try to control them, try to oppress them, and they resort to violence and start to they're mad. You don't know, say I be Nigeria, they're crazy, they're mad, you know. And one thing some Nigerians don't know, especially in Europe, trust me, ask some people, ask around. Most time in some place of work, they have cameras placed around those places. So the cameras, they use it to evaluate their workers. Cameras will be watching you. You wouldn't know. There are some, you come to that environment as you are working, you already see the cameras. Okay, cameras stay here. Now some people will fight. They didn't know that cameras were watching them. Some will fight in spite of the camera because they get offended and they were angry and they couldn't resist. They still fought the person they want to fight. Some of them will injure, stab themselves. They will even call ambulance. You understand? Do everything you can as a worker employed in a place to live, even when you are leaving, to live with a good name. Not that they were referring to you that he fought. That was why they sacked him. He was fighting with a co-worker. That was why they sacked her. That's not a good name for you. That's not a good name for your family. That's not a good name for your church. That's not a good name for your country. Like I said before, some people will say, no, if it's a Nigeria, I won't employ. Why? Because the former Nigeria they employed fought or messed up, did one bad thing or the other at the place of work. So I'm going to encourage you. One of the things you should not do when you go to work, don't go there fighting. There might be situations that will arise that will spark up your anger, that will even result for you to, you are supposed to fight, you know, as a man or as a guy, as a boy or as a lady, to defend yourself. Say, okay, the man, make I fight. No. Why fighting at the place of your work? It's a shame. It's not a good name. What will you tell your children at home? Say, I go my place of work today, go to fight. Where it can happen, everybody is human, but I cannot blame you. But when you are already an employee, you're having superiors. The best thing I think you should do, one of the mature thing you can do, is to report such a person and say, look at what this person is doing. Please call this person to order. Is overstepping his boundary, is overstepping our boundaries. You understand? Excuse me. So that's one thing you should not do when you go to the place of your work. Another thing I've heard people do that makes some companies become angry with such nationality. I'm using Nigerians as a case study because I'm in Nigeria. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's only Nigerians that are involved in this negative act or positive act at the place of their work. I'm just using Nigerian because I'm in Nigeria. There are situations where don't just stop the place of your work. Just stop suddenly without informing the company. You know, there are situations that will arise. Maybe you got another job um, that is better than your present job. You know, the month has not ended, your contract has not ended. You will suddenly just stop going to your place of work. Meanwhile, you have resumed in another place. You didn't tell them that I want to stop, I don't want to come again. For me, it's not professional, and that's a bad attribute for such a person. So, as a worker employed in a place, even if you are going to change a job, you got a better job, a better paying job, and or you are stopping for one reason or the other, maybe because of health purpose, or you want to stop because the job is not there are some job, the value you are putting in, the time and the energy you are putting in, the money they are paying is too small. It's not it does not match at all. The money is too small, you know. So you have, as a worker, you have the right to say no, 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 I can't go with this kind of job. You must know your quality and your value also. Maybe in another day I will talk about that when it comes to employment and working for people, because you are there to solve problem. You are solving solution for a company. So you must know your worth and know the kind of pay that you should be paid. Few weeks ago, somebody said the money they are paying the person, the agents that employ me at the place of work, the money they are giving to the agent for 1 hour is about 15 euros. But this agent employed us and is giving us 5 euros. So if you check what the agent is taking home, the agent who is not working will take 10 euros home and give 5 euros to the actual worker. So it's a lot of, there's so much loss in that kind of job. And he said, oh, after this month, I want to stop that job because they are not paying well regarding the quality of job that they are doing. So don't just stop suddenly on the way without informing the company who employed you. It's not a good sign. If you want to stop, notify them ahead, write them, call the person in charge, say I will not be continuing working in this place. I'm stopping because of these reasons, because of that reason, because of these reasons. You know, sometimes people can make such reasons. So, for example, say because you people are not paying well, the money is too small. That's why I'm stopping. They can if the people want to retain you, they can tell you that they want to increase the pay. So it now depends on you to be able to choose if you want to stay or not to stay. But one thing you should not do as a worker in the place of your job is to stop suddenly without telling them. It's a bad sign, and it does not represent your country very well. Because next time when in another country, another person that comes from the same country with you comes and say, I'm looking for a job, you say no. All these ones, they just suddenly stop coming to work without notifying you. So it's a bad signal that you are leaving. So don't just stop suddenly without informing your employer. It's not a good attribute. That's one thing you should not do at the place of your work. Don't just stop there. You didn't call anybody, you didn't tell them you are sick, you didn't tell them you travel, or suddenly you are not coming to job again. You think I'm now. If now you employ a person like that, will you be happy? Another thing you should not do at the place of your work when you are employed in a place, in a company, is that you should stay within your job specification. Stay within your job specification. You know, sometimes for Europe, for example, many blacks, especially when they new employ them, you know, especially when they are newly employed, they want to impress their boss. They want to impress the man who is in charge watching them. So they try to overdo more than their boundary. No. You know, it's not a guarantee that they will sign contract for you. It's not a guarantee that they will increase your contract when it expires. It's not a sign that they will give you a fixed job. If a white man want to drop you, if a company want to drop you, it's not a sign that you are overstepping. They tell you here is where you're supposed to work. Then you live there, you go and be doing extra. When they talk, say, man, you too good. No, for Ibo, all those kind of things, the Chino Ibo. When you are able to stay within the specification of your job, and when you are given a job, they explain what it entails. They explain what you are going to do. This and this and this and this is what you are supposed to do. Just stay within that specification. Don't go and start doing what in Nigerians or the pidgin English we say, I too know. If you don't have that one, not the employer too know. Even sometimes your co-workers will be angry with you that you are trying to. Some people will be angry with you. Say, You know, some people want the work where they're supposed to do for 8 hours. They want to show strength. They want to do it within 4 hours. No, they don't do job like that, bro. You must be able to study the job very well, know your specification, know how it is being done by the previous people you came to meet there. Don't over all those gra or trying to do over sabi. It does not actually pay. I'm not trying to use this medium to say uh, don't put in your best, but stay within the specification of your job. I don't know if you understand me. If you don't understand me, you ask me question for comment section below. You know, try to comment on this video. Then another thing I notice is that a lot of people break when you are given a job in the place of your work. Don't break the rules. Don't break the rules. Some of the rules you can't obey when you just start and they give you the rules. See, if you cannot obey them, it is better you just complain on time. Tell them on time. Quickly tell them. Oh, but this one won't give me, so I'm not sure I'll be able to. My kind of person will not be able to obey all these rules. You understand? So it does not actually augur well when you have been given the rules that guides that job and you are breaking the rules. It's a bad sign. Don't forget, I said when you go to a place of work, you are representing yourself, your family, your church. If you're a Muslim, your Muslim body, and you are representing your country. When you don't represent well, it becomes the image you are painting about these factors. Please. So when they give you rules, of course every job has a rules and regulations. There are rules. The rules in the banking sector will not be rules that guide somebody who is working in a company where they are producing wine. The rules that they will give to somebody who is working in a saloon will not be the rules they will give to somebody who is in a company where they are producing glasses, where they are producing foam, where they are producing soap, where they are producing cars. Every job, every companies around the world have their different hazard. They have their different dangers. They have their different rules. Every worker is going to abide by the rules so that structure, the modus operandi, the way they operate will be smooth. They have laid down that structure. So when you are employed in a place of your work, obey the rules. If they tell you 8 o'clock, now work they start. By 8, make sure so you don't clock your time. In Europe, you know, sometimes they give you, there's a place you have to write when you arrive. And there's a place you have to. When I was in Nigeria as an employee, an employee under the teaching profession, in the morning when we get to school, as a teacher, we write the time when we take come. When we close, we write the time when we take close. Now, one of the bad things we do that time is some of us we come around 9, but we still go write 8:30 put. You understand? So we come around 9. We late come as teachers. We still go write early time there because they usually look at it once in a week, once in a while. Maybe the principal or external authorities will just come and screen our list and see whether teachers are coming on time. So in Europe, they've been able to go technologically inclined. There are cards they give to workers sometimes in the place of their work. What you do it is when you come, you click that card. So there's no way you can maneuver the time you came. So you should be right there on time. The first point I said, as a worker, don't go late. So obey the rules. If they tell you do this, do this, do this, don't try to do it in your own way. Sometimes some of these places of work have cameras. They can pick you and it could lead to your termination of your job. Some people will be wondering, they don't give me contract again. But some of you don't know that. Sometimes so now waiting you do, where you not even know say you do, or you don't know say they know say you do. Now make them not give you another contract. They not continue your contract. They terminate them. You know, this video is getting longer and longer and longer. I have a lot to say concerning when you are giving as an employer, as a worker. Please, you are employed to solve problem. Let that one be your goal. Another thing you should not do as a worker, which of course a lot of Africans have this mentality, or I would say Nigerians have this mentality, is to be envy your employer, envy your boss. You are envying the person who employed you. No, it go sign you consign am. He don't tell you, say, see how much I would give you per hour. See how much be your salary per month. Whatever your boss is earning from where you are employed, it's not your business. It's not your business. You know, a lot of people will not be like, oh, that's my boss. Somebody was in my office the other day, was like, that my boss, money way down in the car they go out and they reach like 30,000 every month. That guy. Now, it sounds to me like greediness. Bro, do you know what it takes to open a company? Do you know what it takes to establish a business? And you just think, listen, the bigger you become, the bigger your expenses. So when I see some people, sometimes they say, this church has a big, the GO, the hammer, I'll say, oh, a lot of people are really ignorant. They just think, oh, these people just plenty. You don't know that practically in your own personal life, you don't know the bigger you are, the bigger you get, the bigger your expenses. You understand? So one of the things you know, don't envy your employer. Don't envy the person who employed you. Even if the person is making excess money, that's not your business. Just focus on your job. Earning is not your business. What is your business? That I give you, I solve problem for you in this company. I do my job. When it's time for you to pay me, make sure my money enter my account. That's your job. When you now go back and start discussing, and you're trying to now analyze how much the company is earning, it's not a good sign of it can, when you register on your brain mentally, you might not be able to want to work effectively. You know, like one at this point, one of the things I will advise, please, I'm rushing because I don't want to make video long. At least some of these topics are supposed to take 1 hour. 1 hour to I'll calmly discuss them. But I rush on because I know they won't make it, but I be want make my video be 10 minutes, but not the feast for put for 10 minutes. Now, one of the things I will advise here be say, even if you don't like the job and you would like to change, but still give your best till the last day you are leaving the job. Even if you don't like the job or they are not properly paying you well, still give your best until the day you relocate away from that job. Your positive energy you put in is a seed that you are sowing for another person who you don't know, but who does not know that you are the one who have created that ground. There are many people who have created positive ground, and when another person come, because of that record that person have created in the company, they use it to assess other people and accept them quickly. He's from Nigeria. Wow, oh, he's from this person's country. Why the person have been able to lay a good foundation in that company. But some others, because of one or two things, they are not properly paying me. That one will weigh you down for workplace. Oh, this work, not your what the work, why the work, the money where they pay, no water. Then it's affecting your effectiveness in the place of work. Trust me, if it's affecting you, are complaining, you are envying your boss or your employer or your agent, you are envying them. No, that's not your business, bro. At that level, just give them your best. Even if you are going to leave tomorrow, you still have the right to leave. Nobody's going to tell you you must not leave. If you don't like your job, you have the right to leave. But in summary, what I'm trying to say by this video today is that when you are given a job, be at your top notch. When you are given a job, try to see that when you are leaving, they'll miss you. They'll talk good of you, and they'll talk good of the country you came from. I think that's the only thing I can say today. Thank you very much for watching up to this extent. Thank you for patience. If today is your first time of watching my video, like I said before, I beg, make you subscribe. I beg you, subscribe. Not just watch this video and make you pass like that. And if there's somebody who say you go need this information, help me share and give them. And I will really appreciate if I see your comments below. God bless you. It's your one and only anointed Theophilus. I love you. Keep being positive anywhere you are. See you in the next video. Family Matao.